If you're ever concerned if there's any water in there, you could simply just pop the little valve just to make sure that there's water in your tank. So you don't have to worry about running it.
How big is the tank?
Empty. And so you have to read it because they're all different based off each one, but it'll tell us right here on the side, this is a 6-gallon tank.
Okay. Now, why do I care about the water heater?
Because you want hot water?
No, I mean, why do I need access to this panel?
Because if you ever have any issues, or your water's not working, you don't have hot water, you could come out here. This is the only place you're going to look to see.
Okay.
Because here's your board, which controls everything.
And there may be a fuse or a circuit breaker or something in there?
Yeah, there's a fuse right here.
Okay.
A little 2 amp.
Okay.
And then this is just your drain plug.
Okay.
Now drain it. Need your water.
Right. So we're back.
6 gallons.
Cool. Got the backup camera. That's a nice ladder too. Easy to get on. Look how high these are. And look at yours. Looks like this.
Well, he's got super long legs. He could get on that.
You could
one
use
easy.
anyone either way. Okay.
That's for the short people.
Alright, let's see what kind of keys we got in here.
Yeah, better find those. You're gonna need them. So these are totally cool. These just tilt out. Look, and then you just unroll, and then you just roll them back up.
The awning?
Yeah.
I'm more excited about the ladder than the awning, frankly.
It is a nice.
Where are the keys?
Adam's gonna have to get them for us. All we have inside is the ignition key.
There
You have the compartment keys?
Yeah, they're on
This
the
is
key
the
ring.
guy
I'll
with
see
the
you right in
Hokas.
front there.
He got those at Run and Try. They're orthotic running shoes. He said they cost $150, but they've changed his life because he has partial
Orthotic?
paralysis. Yeah,
that?
they're
The word?
Well, I've had 4 back surgery. I have nerve damage,
He's-
sciatica,
Yeah.
arthritis.
So
Four
you
back
care
surgeries.
about
I've
your
had
shoes.
3, so I'm right there with you, dude.
You care about your shoes.
Yeah, shoes are
they're
important.
very- yeah,
And I was like, those are amazing. What are those? And he got them at Run and Try.
Cool.
Said changed
This
his
is
life.
a door key, but let me see if it does your compartments too. It will not. You need a compartment key for the back. Alright, you see these little levers right here?
Yes? Is that the battery access? Circuit breakers.
No, this right here. So you come out
Oh, yeah.
and rotate to come out. And then if they're bad, they'll be pushed out and you
I
just
see.
push them in.
Oh, so they're
Breakers.
circuit breakers.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's really cool. Here, you want me to hold that? Want to put that back?
There's a little latch right here on the side.
Oh,
We weren't going to be in there too long, so I was just holding it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's important to know that. See that little
Right.
latch? Those are
Okay,
the
this is
things
going to take an hour as it is. We don't need to be interrupting him.
This access is the back of the fridge. You won't have to get here, but a service person will have to get here.
And that's for servicing what?
The back, that's your refrigerator.
The back of the refrigerator.
Yes, sir.
So if the coils freeze over or something,
You
they'll...
have every access right here. Okay? That's your 110 line, this is your 12-volt line, and this is your gas line. So any problem you might ever happen with your refrigerator, a service person would take this cover off, and this is where they would have your access to
Okay,
change
and
the
also I've
lines.
got an extra outlet here in case I want to plug something in.
No, sir, it's blocked off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just blocked off.
Well, that's a shame.
I know.
That was a real opportunity.
Probably because they want your fridge to have its own
Oh,
circuit.
okay, yeah. And plug the space heater in somewhere else.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Again, we're gonna have to get a compartment key. Yeah, because this is your door key for this.
What's your front door key? Or back door key?
Side door key.
Side door key. There's no
Come
back door, so it's back.
on, one way or the other.
Okay, so you got one.
That's your deadbolt. And then this is the regular lock, but it seems that this isn't the regular lock key. This is only your deadbolt key.
Okay,
Lock,
so we're missing a key.
lock it, deadbolt, unlock, okay? Deadbolt, and that's your internal latch.
Okay.
Let's go around the front. Knee. Got some custom airbrush work. I hope that's one of y'all's names. No, I'm
It's
just-
not.
No, I'm just kidding.
Last time we checked, it wasn't either of them.
So here's your generator.
Yep.
Again, if you ever need it for any access to it, there's reset breakers right here, okay?
Okay.
So these, you rotate upward and it unlocks, it pulls out, and then you lift up. Okay, if your generator's not working, you would check right here. it has a fault code. It'll flash red in the middle and tell you how many flashes it is. Depends on what your problem is going to be.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Put it back in. The bottom sets in. Then you push forward. Pull this down to lock. Pull this down to lock. Stay
Yep.
in place.
See this with the slide outs on the inside yet? No, huh?
No.
Yeah, he said y'all weren't able to look in it.
It was
The
dark.
lights were off, yeah.
Okay, that's your 30 amp main.
Yes, sir.
Plug.
If you were going to be running this off of your generator, you're going to take your 30 amp short cord and you're going to plug it into that box right there, and then your generator will run your 110 stuff.
Okay.
Okay? So you plug your cord in there.
But there's no reason to use a generator if I got access to a 30
if you're
amp
already
source.
plugged into a 30 amp source, yes, sir.
And you just happen to have a 30 amp source out here that you're going to demonstrate the connection for me.
There we go. Let me just make sure the breaker's on. See, because you have to have battery power to work your slides.
Right.
So you could open all that up before you plug in, okay? Because it uses the battery power.
Got it.
Now, when you're plugged into the short, it will charge those batteries.
Right.
And when you're driving, the house battery charges when you're driving, right?
Yes, ma'am,
Right.
because yours is drivable.
Okay, if the batteries were completely dead, how long will it take to charge with a 30 amp source?
Couldn't tell you. That'd be a manufacturer question.
But it'd be an hour or two or a day or 3 days?
I haven't been in a situation where those batteries would be completely dead when you're using it.
So most of the time
Because
we're
if
just
the
topping
battery
them off?
was completely dead, then you'd have other issues like your converter would be bad because it's not charging the
Okay.
batteries.
So I hope that never happens.
Yes, because
Okay.
it's brand new. The batteries that were on there were old, no good. I didn't even have 1 volt between 2 batteries.
Okay.
So we put 2 brand new batteries in. I'm gonna show you where they are.
Okay.
So if you ever have to change them in the future, you can.
So if you ever have to change the battery, you'll know where they are.
You're paying me.
I heard
saying.
it. I heard.
He's my witness.
Again, let's get that ladder one more time. No.
I just get free room and board for tournaments. Free room and board for tournaments.
See this little ledge right here? So it's going the entryway.
Oh, that's awesome.
These are your house batteries.
Nice.
2 brand new 24 series, and they're wired together. Okay, so that's longer cell life.
Oh, okay. You're saying they're in parallel rather than
Yes, sir,
series,
than in
obviously.
series.
Do you know the difference between parallel and series?
Yes. I think it's like Christmas lights.
Very
That's
good.
a good
I
answer.
know. I learned it in college. I studied lighting in college. I was a theater major.
I didn't know you did electricity.
Well, I
Or-
learned that
or
in lighting
Just
design.
set it back in place. You're gonna have to move these kind of together to get it to latch.
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
And you just
Cool.
Okay, now those
say
keys are your keys?
Mine.
Okay, so all I've seen so far is the little
Yes, this is the only key we have. Is this door key and an ignition key. That's all we have.
Okay,
That's all I
so-
have.
Where's the rest of
I have
them?
no idea. That's something Adam's trying to find. But for my
He's
part of
working
the
on that
thing-
now?
Yeah, he's trying to work on that.
Okay, and that's not going to be a showstopper, right? I can drive off without compartment keys if I had to.
Right, because worst case scenario, keys could be match key to what compartment it is, because each one has its own number. So worst case, they send you keys,
Okay.
or send you. Where do y'all live?
I live wherever this thing's parked at.
Exactly, state-wise. Not sure yet.
Mississippi.
Over and over. Okay, because there's plenty of different locations you can go to. Absolute worst case scenario would be changing the handle on the compartment.
And then, does Camping World have compartment handle changes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well
They sell
there-
everything in all the stores.
Okay, well there you go.
At a reasonable price.
Yeah, especially if you're a Good Sam's member. You're a Good Sam's member?
Yeah, I am.
There you go. Might as well shop.
I think I
at Good
signed
Sam.
something that said I was a Good Sam's member.
Now, did they give you a sticker?
No, he didn't give
Then
me.
it's not legit.
You're not a member of the club.
Not yet.
All right.
All right, the tour's going inside?
Yes, sir. All right, so right here, right at the door, say you're not going to be using this thing. You're going to be gone. You're going to be storing it. You want to make sure everything works when you come back, though. You don't want your batteries to get shot on you. So this is your auxiliary battery. Disconnect your house battery.
Oh, house
What's
battery.
in here? So you would just push this to off.
And now I'm on the 30 amp source.
Now you're only using what's plugged in. Right, see, we're plugged into the wall, so it don't matter if I had that switch on or off because we're plugged into the wall. We're still getting our 12 volt power and our 110 power. Now, One of the first signs that you can check to see if you have or don't have 110 power, right here. If you see a little light on here, that means you have 110. First check for 12 volt, right above you. If you have those lights on, then you have 12 volt.
12 volt.
12
volt. 12 volt.
Alright, so these gas is on. Just rotate, push down to ignite.
Okay. Oh, but they went out.
Yep.
Because they're air.
We gotta open the valve. That was just air pressure, residual, line, gas.
Okay. You were tricking me, right?
No, sir,
Or
you
you
were
were testing
tricking me.
Bill, I don't see USBs.
They all come with a fire extinguisher, of course. They put it close to your door. Usually on every coach you go into, it's right closest to your door. That's where they put it.
Right.
Your coach door, not
You
up
want
there.
the fire extinguisher away from the fire so you can grab it and run to the fire rather than fighting the fire to get to the
your
fire extinguisher. Yeah.
Chances are you're going this way anyway, so make it right for you.
Vent
And
fan.
Just fumigate the place.
now, if these aren't working for you, you look right here. It's got a fuse inside here. So you
Okay.
would unscrew that, fuse would come out.
Okay.
Counterclockwise opens it up, clockwise closes it down.
Okay, I'll forget that.
It's okay. Can we write it down? Bridges on auto, it'll choose if it has 110 power, it'll power you off of your short cord. If you have no 110 power, it'll automatically turn the gas on for you.
Okay, how does petroleum produce cold temperature? I've never understood
Yeah,
that.
LP gas is cold, you're right, but I don't know how. But it's
It's
naturally, it's already cold in the bottle. The more
Okay.
you use it, the colder it gets.
So it's like a pressure difference thing?
I guess because what you're using, and it's weird too because it's boiling. You're only using the vapor, so you're boiling it to get the vapor, and then using the vapor to cool down the fridge. So I'm
That's
with
bizarre.
You too. I'm with you too, but it is. That's all you're doing. You're boiling the LP and using the vapor that you boiled to produce.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Don't need to understand
I don't
it.
know how
Don't need
that
to
makes it
understand it.
cold, but it does.
Okay.
You should have studied chemical engineering.
No, for next time, I guess. All right, so you don't have the completely see-through top. You know?
Well, I don't have a problem with that actually.
Yeah. I saw that. I was in one earlier, and the guy was like, "Well, with modern technology,
not cold.
you think you would?" I just turned it on.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sorry.
No, you're fine. But as long as you see that green light is lit,
It's rolling.
you are good to go. Now here's the slide control for your back room here. Now, in order for the slides to work in your coach, your emergency brake has to be on. Up there.
Okay, so you don't want to be changing the center of gravity without this emergency brake being on because you might roll off a cliff or
Right.
something.
Well, the main thing is your vehicle will not move with the emergency brake on. You can't drive away. So if you
forgot
put
the panels,
exactly,
and then blam, the
Yeah.
side of your camper
Exactly.
goes away.
So it's just a built-in safety feature.
Okay,
That's
now
awesome.
right now, what slide is exposed?
Both are open
And you point to
this
them?
way. So
There's
this
only
has
two on
one
the
slide,
one side.
and it's the bed slide. So
Okay.
when we pull the slides in, the mattress is going to slide all the way up to this.
Remember how cold it
Okay, so this is not a
This
slide.
is a fixed wall. No, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because inside you can't really tell.
Right,
I
right.
mean-
It's only if you look for the seams. And when the cabinetry here and the same there,
They hide it. They mask it well.
Okay, Bill, so you have, it's going to be a lighter plug.
Yes.
You have to do the USB thing in, but you can buy those
Yeah.
at Dollar General. So they don't have USBs, but they have that.
Okay.
So there's
This is my computer desk. That's what she's
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah.
okay. And also too, if it's going to be something like that for your computer desk, something that is going to be a long-term use, constant, they sell the HDMI ports that would go into there. So what you would do is remove that 12-volt socket and then install the HDMI port. I mean the
USB.
USB.
We knew what you
port.
meant. We
Yeah,
knew.
Right,
sorry.
right.
It all blended
Right.
because it would use the same power source.
Yeah, 12 volts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to show me how the slide works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get out of the way.
All right.
Sorry.
So the emergency brake is still on because I
Okay.
already set it open.
Okay.
Right. So to work the slide, you would stand where you are.
Okay. Let me get out of the way then. I'm in the way too. Sorry. That just fascinating.
And no, you're gonna do it. It's right here.
Oh.
See, you just have an in button and an out button. Okay. If the parking brake.
Which
was-
one brings it in?
This one closest to you.
That was a joke.
I know, it's clearly labeled, but it's okay. I got you. I had an answer. So, if you forgot to put your parking brake on, no worries. As soon as you push this button, instead of that green light popping
Right.
up, a red light would pop up to tell you, hey, your parking brake's not on.
Fault mode, idiot mode.
Yeah, so the best spot where you're not in the way of anything. Now, you
Is-
will have a little bit of clearance right here.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Best where you are, just sit here and hold that button to bring it right in.
Okay.
And then, just like we're going out, all the way, and then here, boom, it stopped by itself. No more chatter, no more nothing. It's extended all the way.
Okay, you didn't let go of it. It just knew that it was out already. So.
I held it the whole way, and then when it went all the way out, immediately it automatically cut off.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna want to bring it in, right? If I'm gonna be driving off with it.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna sit here and hold the button in.
And that
And the
sound
good
is
news,
normal.
Oh yes, because what it's doing is it's pulling the slides from underneath, and there's two rails, one on this side, one on that side. So the tension is really being pulled from one of the rails, and then there's a crossbar that goes across to the other arm, and there's two shear bolts. So when you push the button, it's spinning one motor that's
Pulling them
in a
both.
gear line to spin them both.
Okay.
So if anything were to happen, the shear bolt would bust first before it messed up your motor, because that's as simple as popping it off, seeing what the problem was. And a lot of times if your shear pin did break, when it broke, one side came in a little further than the other. So once that bar is off, push your slide one way or the other, count your teeth, make sure it's lined back up, put the shear pins back in, put the bolts, and then rerun.
If it's not lined up, it's not really gonna work.
Right,
It's not
because it's gonna bind. Right, because it's teeth.
It's not
like
square.
Say if your gear pack under here had 25 teeth, and say if the rail that it's sitting on had 80 teeth. Well, if my right side is sitting on 272 and my left side is sitting on 276, whenever I close all the way, one side will be closed and the other side will keep pulling tension until it closes. So
And
what's
that's-
going to happen?
it's
It's going to
gonna
break
break.
the gear.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just if the shear pin breaks, count the teeth. Then you don't have to worry about it.
Cool.
But you're looking at a $250 to $380 gear pack when all you get versus counting some teeth.
Right.
Right, thermostat controls here. And I said this is the electric. Nope, that's heat. That's gas for your water heater. That's right, it has a pilot fault light. And this is the electric side for your water heater.
Okay. So you recommend only turning that on when I know I'm gonna want hot water, because otherwise I'm just running down the.
Right, well if you say you did that, that will keep your water in the water heater hot. Now say you're taking a shower and you're gonna run out of that hot water. It'll heat back up when it refills, right? But you could turn on the gas when you're going to take a shower, and then it'll constantly keep that water heated up the whole time you're using it. When you get out the shower, you can turn the gas off and just leave your residual.
So I've got two methods of heating
Yes,
the
sir.
water.
Yeah, you have electric or gas for your water heater.
Nice.
So that means
So the electric side gave you the fuse board with the resettable fuse, the little 2 amp fuse, and all the wiring that's in there. And then your gas side is the LP line that the only electric for it is your igniter.
Okay. I had no idea that it was redundant like that.
Yeah, you have either way. So you could have it on just gas. So once the temperature drops in it, it'll automatically kick back up, reduce back up to temperature. Or you could have it on electric. Like I said, or sometimes if you're just about to jump in the shower, I see a lot of people do this. They put it on 110, the water's warm. Now they're about to jump in the shower. They'll switch it to gas. Now the water will stay warm for the rest of the shower. When they use that hot water that's in there, it automatically got refilled and it's heating up as it needs used.
Okay.
Like I said, you might have plenty of time in your shower.
That depends
Like I
on
said,
how
it was
much
a
you stink.
gallon.
We
It
saw it
doesn't
was
seem
a
like very
6-gallon
much
tank.
water.
Exactly. Just lower the faucets, let a little come out.
Wash, rinse, wash, rinse.
Wash, rinse, turn the water off, right?
Right,
Wash,
right.
turn the water off.
Right, marine shower, that's what we call them on our boat.
Hold this up,
Level
it tells
test.
you levels.
Familiar with that,
And it
yeah.
tells you how much gas is in there, plus how much your batteries are charged. Now to start the generator from in here, you can do it from outside. Remember that little button I showed you on the generator? It had a little red window in the middle?
It's too long ago, sorry.
It's all right, I'll recap it. You hold that stop, the red light will come on, and then you push start. It's priming it. Same
Okay.
thing here. You hold this for stop, then these numbers will come on.
And I'm priming it?
See, boop, numbers
Yep.
came on.
Yep, yep.
Now hold start, but we're plugged into shore at the same time, so we didn't need to.
Right.
Okay.
So it's smart enough to know that it didn't need power?
Right, because in order, see, it had power from the shore plug.
Right.
Remember how I showed you unplug that and plug it into that other box for the generator?
Right.
So there you go. It sensed that it didn't need it, so it didn't do a transfer.
Okay.
So it halted your transfer.
And it
Now we're good to
halted
go.
the generator also.
Right, because there was already a power source.
Okay.
So it didn't need to send another power
Smart
source.
technology.
Okay. But we are going to crank the generator before we leave?
No.
Don't need to.
Yeah, we can, man. What do you? Of course.
Is that part of the walkthrough or no? Is it roll the dice about the generator?
Did you
Well,
bring
if you wanna
dice?
drive with all your stuff on, right?
No.
He's going to show me the generator crank.
Well,